Hey, what's up?
Every goddamn time. Hey guys, welcome to Talking About Stuff, where we're going to be talking about all kinds of stuff. I'm your host, Robert. My co-host, as usual, Lizette and Ralph.
What's up?
What's up?
Thanks for joining us. If you guys are new, go ahead and hit that subscribe so you guys don't miss anything. But also, thanks for joining us. We got another Toke time ready here for you. We're going to call it Adolescent Memories 2.
Part 2.
Yeah, part 2. You guys really liked the first one, so we're going to go ahead and give you guys a second one. So, before we go ahead and do that though, I just want to go ahead and thank our video sponsor, Daily High Club. If you guys haven't seen before, check out the description. We have a link that you guys can go ahead and click. They have an awesome subscription box. We're actually going to be having an unboxing here soon, so keep an eye out for that. And then we'll show you everything that comes in that subscription box. So if you don't want to wait that long, click the link, check it out for yourself, and let them know that the Toke team sent you. Also, just one more thing. I know that we're talking a lot before we get into it, but one more thing, I'm going to be starting my second channel, my own personal channel, called The Positive Mindset. So, keep an eye out for that.
Check it out.
Definitely. Really excited to go ahead and launch that, so keep an eye out for that. And also, if you guys haven't seen, we have the podcast, Talking About Stuff. We're on all the places you could find a podcast, Apple, Spotify, all kinds of stuff. So, make sure you guys keep an eye out for that. We have a lot of cool guests that come on the show, and we have a lot of fun with that.
Yeah, for sure.
But let's go ahead and get into it. So, back in the day,
Wait. Foul. How's it gonna start a Toke time and we haven't even started yet? Hold.
Alright.
What do we do this for?
I'm still kind of like so smoking like about 18.
I would go to smoke.
Alright, let's go ahead and get right into this Toke time. If you guys are smoking with us, go ahead and spark that shit up. Alright, now. Back in the day, my mom and dad used to share weekends with us. So on some of the weekends that we would go over to my dad's house, he lived in Baldwin Park, or no, he didn't live in Baldwin Park. We lived in Baldwin Park. He lived in La Puente, California. So we would go ahead and visit my dad, and basically we're just gonna tell you some of our adventures we had at our dad's house at some of the weekends. We actually had these neighbors where they were twins. We called them the Cuates. And they were just what you would think of like your normal terror twins. These guys would do all kinds of crazy shit.
We got into a lot of shit with them.
Yeah, a lot of trouble. So, they had this German Shepherd one time. And we wanted to go play in their backyard or something. And they had this big ass German Shepherd.
No, that's not even what happened. We were playing like football or something. We were playing catch, just back and forth. The ball ended up in their backyard. So our cousin thought to himself, all right, I'm gonna just hop the fence and get the ball back. And I don't know, all of us decided to go around because there's a whole ass fence you can go through. So he didn't wait, he hopped the fence, the German Shepherd was back there, straight up bit him in the ass. This dude was crying forever. And like, he was literally scarred for life, like after getting bit in the ass by a dog.
Yeah, bit him in the ass, like whole ass, like puncture wounds and everything. Bit him in the ass. If he would have went around, the dog wouldn't have like freaked out and thought he was like
Getting into his space.
Yeah, get into his space. If he would have went around and saw like he was with the owners and the kids and stuff, like maybe the dog wouldn't have bit him because he didn't bite us when we were over there. So I don't know. Who knows?
I don't know, like.
We used to do all kinds of things.
No, yeah, like they taught me how to fix bikes. Like when the chain came off, how to tighten it, take it off, put it back together, lube everything up, put air in the tires. Like it was literally like I felt like a mechanic for bikes because that's all we would do is get on our bikes. And it's cool because back where we lived, it was like an alley of houses. So it was like my aunt's house, where my dad was staying, and then their house. So we were all in a little vicinity of where we would always play like cops and robbers and shit. And so riding the bikes, we would go down, and then to this side of us there was a church and it had a big ass parking lot.
Yeah, and it was like really elongated. Like it was almost like a really long driveway before you got to the actual parking lot, and then the parking lot opened up. And there was this really big church that was there. But we wouldn't go, obviously, to church. We would go behind the church. There was almost this, like, hidden forest area.
So, like, what it was kind of was there was, like, it was like a baseball field, and there was a fence around it.
Mm-hmm.
And behind the baseball field, there was, like, a little, like, crack in the fence where you go behind it. And it was, like, this forest area. And over time, people have gone there and, like, ridden their bikes. So there's a bunch of bumps and shit. And it's, like, I don't know, it looks cool. So there's a lot of places to hide and shit. It's, like, and so people had set up boards and, like little shelters and stuff because they would go back there and we'd play paintball. And there was
but to paint a picture, there was like a whole bunch of like graffiti and like trash and all, like she said, boards, and there was like old tires and just all kinds of junk that somebody just built these like forts with. That they were just all over the place. And then after that, we got these paintball guns, right? And we were back there in a whole outdoor, like our own outdoor like paintball field.
Yeah, it was pretty lit.
That we would go and play like teams of 4, teams of 5, and we're out there like shooting each other. We were able to get everything that we had from Walmart, but we would go behind the church and go just shoot paintball and no one bother us. There was no fees. It was like this hidden like paintball paradise. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was dope. And on the other side of where like my dad lived and everything else, there was another church and it had another big parking lot, but this church had a really long patch of grass, and in this grass there was these flowers, and I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this, but like these flowers I guess are edible, so you can like pick off the little petals and you can chew the stem, and sometimes you get a really sweet flavor or a really sour flavor. But when they told me about it, I was like, no, that's weird, I'm not gonna eat a flower, you know. But then I tried it and I was like, oh, you know what? That's not bad. You don't have to swallow like the stem itself, but you chew on it and you spit on it. Like you spit it out after you're done chewing on it, and I don't know, it's pretty good. So we just sit there in the grass and pick a couple at a time and just be chewing on them. They're pretty good.
I also remember being there. We would actually like walk up the street. It was maybe, I don't know, like 3 blocks total, 2-3 blocks from where my dad's house was, and we would go up the street and there was a Albertsons or Ralph's, I don't remember, one of the two.
It was a Ralph's grocery store. We always thought it was funny because his name was Ralph.
Yeah, it was Ralph's. Yeah, we're gonna go to Ralph's store, and we'd always make fun of him. Anyway, so we would go there and we would just find like scattered change at my dad's house, whatever change we could find, get all together. And it was us 3, and then it was our friends, the twins, the Guatas, and they were with us, and we would get all changed together. And then we'd go up to Ralph's, and up on the outside of Ralph's, I don't know if you've ever seen, they had like the soda can machines, but it was like the Shasta.
Yeah, they're like knockoff brand sodas.
Yeah, so they were only like 15 cents at the time, back in like the early 2000s. So with that being said,
with all the change, we just get a bunch of soda.
Yeah.
Out of those machines.
And then we would collect this whole like 12-pack of soda between us and our friends. And then with the rest of the change that we would find, there was actually on the corner before you got to the Ralph's, there was a Jack in the Box sitting there. And at the time, you can get just a plain regular Jack in the Box, like hamburger, that was just like meat, onions, tomatoes, like ketchup and cheese. And that was like 89 cents.
It was like a cheeseburger.
Yeah, like a cheeseburger. That's all it was from Jack in the Box. So we would get that plus the sodas. Damn, back in the day, big chillin'. Like no problems whatsoever.
After a game of playing or something, like Cops and Robbers, it wore us out because we're running up and down. And I remember there was this one time where we decided to make our boundaries, I guess you would call them, bigger. Mm-hmm. Like on a bigger scale. Mm-hmm. So instead of keeping it in this church parking lot, our long like alleyway, the neighbor's long alleyway, and the other church, we were able to go a whole ass block to where Ralph's was and to the gas station across the street. Like our scale went from this to this. So imagine us running back and forth for blocks at a time. Like that's literally all we did. We got so fucking tired. So after playing all day like that, like big ass Gatorade, and you guys always got the Funyun chips at the gas station. I thought it was weird because like
I don't know why.
I was like, why are you guys eating onion chips? I thought that was the weirdest shit.
Because they're bomb.
And then
Funyuns.
and then that specific reason, I was like, I'm just gonna try them now. Because I was like, everyone else eats them. So I tried it. Fucking changed my life. I was like, Funyuns are bomb. Funyuns are bomb.
Super bomb. Yeah, I remember that. If it wasn't like Cops and Robbers, it was football. If it wasn't football, we were playing freeze tag. If it wasn't freeze tag, we were riding on the bikes. If we weren't playing on the bikes, we were out playing like with the paintball guns. If we didn't have like paint for the paintball guns, we were over here like playing hide and seek. Like we were so active just outside with all the neighborhood kids, and that's what we remember the most.
There was even a time where we're playing like with the baseball bat and like baseball, but we weren't actually playing baseball, and so I can't remember who it was. I think it was one of the twins. But one of us threw the ball and hit it. And with the bat, this ball went flying and it broke my aunt's window. I was like, oh shit. And I got in trouble that day because it was the neighbor kid, but it was mine. Like, I'm going to take the blame, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't know who the fuck broke her window, but it was fucked up.
I remember there being like a park not too far from there. We used to always get Dunkin' Donuts from around that area.
No, it wasn't Dunkin' Donuts. It was
Yum Yum Donuts.
Yum Yum Donuts, which was really close to that same like parking structure by Ralph's.
The Ralph's like shopping center.
Yeah, and it was there. So it was a Yum Yum Donuts, and we would go. My dad would wake up probably at like 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning. We would wake up with him, and then he's like, "Let's go get donuts."
We'd get donuts and hot chocolate, and he would get coffee.
Yeah, I would always get a ham and cheese croissant with hot chocolate is what I would get. Super bomb. And just one of those memories that honestly I still eat those to this day, and that's a memory that I remember. That's where it started. So I don't know if you guys remember this, but we had an uncle who worked at a Carl's Jr. not too far from there. It was maybe like a mile or two away. And he would work the late shift to where they're gonna close. So if we would stay up, he would bring us food, and we would call him. We're like, hey, are you gonna go ahead and bring us something back? And he's like, yeah, sure. What do you guys want? And back in the day, we were like, man, let me get that $6 burger, because that's when it first came out. Let me get that chili cheese $6 burger. And he's like, oh, how many do you guys want? And we're like, oh, just one each. That's cool. And then
I never finished it. And there was a lot of times where I didn't even stay up late enough to get the burger. I would fall asleep.
Yeah, because he would get off around like 12 or 1, and then he would bring it to us. But he would always, whoever like ordered and stayed up, he would always bring us their cheesecakes, right? So if it was all 3 of us, he'd bring us all 3 cheesecakes. But if it was just me, he would bring me the cheesecake plus the $6 burger. And that shit was bomb. Hit the spot and then pass out after that. Yup. I remember that shit.
Comedy. That was my Uncle Victor.
Yeah, it was my Uncle Victor.
You know what? The last time I went to California, my dad took me to see my Uncle Victor. He was working at like a diner.
Oh, really?
He brought me like a burger and stuff, and we're sitting there talking, but it's like I couldn't fucking remember who he was. Really. I was like, damn.
How iconic. He still brings you a burger years later.
Yeah. And you know what? I don't know. I will always say something about the California burger because it's just a different thing out there. Like cheeseburgers are way better for some reason out in California. So he took us to. It was like when I went to go get my bank money and like I didn't get it. I seen him for like an hour.
I remember,
yeah. So like he took me to this diner. He's like, "Do you remember your Uncle Victor?" And the name clicked to me, but like it was my Uncle Victor that got stabbed.
Yeah, and he has a pink lips tattooed on him.
Yeah, he's still kicking.
He's still kicking.
I seen him at a diner. He gave me up some burger. We caught up for a bit, and then I had to go, so my mom picked me up. So
that's funny.
But yeah, that's crazy. Now that I think about it.
He still brought you a burger.
After
all these years,
cool. Yeah.
That's tight.
But alright guys, if you guys did like that video, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you smash that. We really appreciate it. In the comments, let us know what kind of videos you want to see, because we're here for you guys, just trying to entertain, trying to come up with ideas and different videos in different ways. That's why all the videos have been so staggered and different. We're just trying new things and trying to see what works best. So let us know if you guys like them, if you don't, some feedback, some positive feedback would be great.
Yeah, for sure.
But if you're new to the channel, like I said, make sure you guys hit that subscribe so you guys don't miss anything. Don't forget to go ahead and check out the podcast.
There's a lot of different episodes. Friday. There's a lot of different episodes on there, so yeah, check that out for sure. Yeah,
definitely stuff that we don't have here on YouTube, so make sure you guys check that out. And until next time.
Stay token!
And until next time.
Stay token.